Hi, I'm Aaron Jones, and welcome to the second beta episode of Cool News This Week. And this week, I've got some cool science news. So, let's get to it. So, the first news story that I found that was quite interesting was about a discovery of a bacteria that communicates a little bit the way that humans do. And we'll get back into what that means in a moment. But this discovery was done by Dr. Thom Scott Phillips of Durham University. And into a research in a kind of bacteria called Pseudomonas aeruginosa. I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation. It's a common bacteria found in water and soil. And what they found is that these bacteria communicate in a way that's kind of unique to humans and in some primates. And the example they give in the article, I'll let you know what they say here. They said it's two different things sent in a communication form that equal one thing. For example, the example they give is the word boathouse. If I say the word boathouse to you, it's made from the word boat and house. But when you get the word, you think of a boathouse. You don't think of a boat and a house separately. The image, two words together combine to make a new one. And what they discovered is that when these bacteria communicated, they communicate by sending chemicals back and forth that tell each bacteria to create a certain protein to survive. When the two proteins were sent together, they would make a certain protein to survive. But the scientists tested by blocking the proteins so that only one of the two proteins was sent. So, for example, like in the word boathouse, only house would arrive. And then they would send the word boat, the protein boat, or the chemical boat second. And the effect was different than when the two chemicals were sent together. Just like in human, if I say the word boat, you think of a boat. If I say the word house, you think of house. But if I say boathouse, you think of a boathouse. So these bacteria, using their chemicals, sent two chemicals together, make a protein that's different than if they send one of the two chemicals separately, which is kind of interesting. This article was about how it was like humans' ideas, how humans communicate. It is a kind of communication, though not language like humans do or other audio signals that other animals like primates would do. But the idea is very similar, and I think this is why they kind of made the feeling it's like humans, two signals together. And I thought this was very interesting news and a very interesting story because a common bacteria has a kind of a sophisticated way of thinking or communicating in very, very simple and primordial ways, but very similar to how humans do by combining two ideas together to make a new one. In this case, two chemical signals to make one new signal. And so you can check this article down below in the links. The second story I have for today is also science-based, and it is doctors want to fix you with 3D printed tissues made from water droplets. And now there's various ways of printing 3D printing tissues, but the methods, according to the article, cause a lot of injuries and cause a lot of problems, and it's not perfected yet. But the researchers at Oxford University spin-off OxyBio have found a gentler way to build materials to make synthetic kind of tissue matter out of water droplets. They use water droplets filled with chemicals that change their shape and transmit electrical signals like a real cell. And if they use this method, these kind of water droplet cell things that they made, they're not really cells, it's synthetic, they don't cause reactions or like if you were to transplant real cells, sometimes there could be a reaction like an organ failure, not organ failure, but if you have an organ transplant, there's a rejection. But using these synthetic water droplet chemical ones, it seems not to cause this problem. Now, using this method for actual real human organs and in synthetic organs won't be feasible for another 10 years, but it's on its way to progress that way. And on the article, which I'll link below, they have a kind of video, a very, very short video of one of these water droplets forming the shape by dropping in it. And this is something I think is really cool because if we can print using water and chemicals to repair damaged organs, it makes things a lot easier in the future. Looking for organ donations. I don't know how sophisticated in the future this will go, but always anything that's science or medical science based that can improve our lives and help us repair damage to our bodies, either from accident or from disease. I think this is very, very cool. And this idea of using water droplets artificially printed to repair organs means that in the future, maybe anybody who has a damaged organs or needs to have a replacement can just have new parts printed out and replaced without any problems. So check the full article below, and we'll get on to the next story in just a moment. The last article I have for you today is very interesting, and this is the one I saved for last because I find this one cool. It is, the article's title is Revealed: Scientists Edit DNA to Correct Adult Genes and Cure Diseases. And some scientists were able to, in lab rats, to edit the DNA genome. They corrected one little part to stop the animal from getting liver disease. And according to the article is very long and detailed, and again, I'll put the link below. Basically, this is the same as on human beings, so that they expect that trials into humans could happen in a few years. But basically what they're doing is they're taking the DNA, finding the part that is causing the liver disease, editing it so that it doesn't no longer cause liver disease. And so now they're only doing it with one, but the ability, which is amazing for me, is the scientists to go into the DNA, into the genetic code, alter one little part to cure a disease. And I hope that this science keeps progressing forward, because think of the ramifications of this. There's ethnical parts, I think, on both good and bad side, but in the case of diseases, especially generic diseases that are passed down from father and mother to children, we can get rid of by altering the DNA itself so that that disease can disappear forever. And we don't have to worry about certain diseases that are genetic, because we can eliminate it right from the person's DNA. And I think this is very amazing in the amazing times we live in. I would like to see how this goes in the future. And again, I suggest you read the article. I'll just show it's very long and goes into more detail exactly how they test it and how this works. And I think this is very, very interesting. And so today is 3 science ones, 2 medical related and 1 about bacteria that communicates like human. Well, that's the cool science news that I found this week. Next week, who knows? Maybe technology, maybe space, maybe science again. So please tell me what kind of articles you want to see. Please send me articles that you find. You can send them to me at my Twitter account at Aaron Jones Magic, or leave them in the comments below in this video, or on Facebook at Aaron Jones Magic, or on Google Plus also at Aaron Jones Magic. Anyways, until next time, see you then. Bye bye.